Hello, Cleveland. Good morning. I am Karrie Howard, the Chief Director of Cleveland's Department of Public Safety. As you may already know, there have been 2 outside agency officer-involved shootings over the last 2 weeks. The first involved an officer from Maple Heights Police Department. The second involved officers from the CMHA Police Department. It is with a spirit of mutual transparency that we hold this press conference to notify you, the public, that we will be releasing the officer-worn body camera footage from both of these incidents at the conclusion of this conference. Today I am here with Police Chief Wayne Drummond, the Cleveland Police Department, and Commander Ali Pillow, who will oversee these investigations. Commander Pillow will provide a broader overview of the status of these cases. Our most sincere condolences go out to these families. And I want it to be clear. I want it to be clear that these families deserve, and we want, a full, sound, and thorough investigation. This is the commitment we have made in the past, and this is the commitment that we stand on now. These cases will be investigated with impartiality and without bias, and we will make sure that additional information will be released by our public information personnel as they progress through the course of the investigation. With that, I will turn it over to Cleveland Police Chief Wayne Drummond.
Thank you, Director Howard. As stated before, I'm Wayne Drummond. I'm the interim chief of the Cleveland Division of Police. The Cleveland Division of Police is the primary investigating agency for the 2 officer-involved shootings that occurred last week here in the city of Cleveland. The first occurred on May 30th, 2022, when the Maple Heights Police Department was involved in a shooting at East 93rd and Buckeye Road here in the city's southeast side. And on June 2nd, 2022, the Cuyahoga Metropolitan Housing Authority Police Department was involved in a shooting at 3495 East 98th Street, which is a CMHA property. Each of those shootings resulted in fatalities. Both the Maple Heights Police Department as well as CMHA Police Departments are cooperating fully with our investigators. It's important to understand that these are very traumatic incidents for the officers involved. These officers were doing their jobs in these particular situations. So it's very traumatic for the officers, but also it's important to understand that we have families that are adversely impacted as well. So our hearts goes out to the families as well, and also for the officers involved in these particular incidents. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Commander Pillow, who's going to get more in details of these 2 particular incidents, and then the videos will subsequently be released.
Thank you, Chief. Good morning. My name is Ali Pillow. I am the Commander of the Bureau of Special Investigations, and as the Chief stated, I'll be kind of overseeing these investigations. First, I want to talk about the families with these incidents, as the Cleveland Division of Police does with all investigations regarding death or homicides. We have kept the family updated. We're utilizing our partners with frontline services and providing the resources they need as they deal through this very troubling event for their families. I want to talk about the reason why the city of Cleveland is handling these events. Is the Division of Police's policy, the Cleveland Division of Police's policy, that any outside agency who uses deadly force within the city of Cleveland, whether it be fatal or non-fatal, those investigations will be conducted by the Cleveland Division of Police. We've conducted those same investigations in the past. This is no different. It's just a little rough right now that we have 2 of them going at the same time. I want to provide a description of the force investigation team that I refer to as a FIT. That team is comprised of homicide detectives, our internal affairs investigators, as well as our crime scene and records unit, or SIU for some people. That is what comprises the FIT. We respond to these events and we start the initial investigation, as we do with any death investigation. When the chief talked about me providing an overview, I won't go into any details about the investigation. And part of that reason is that the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office has assisted us with obtaining a special prosecutor to review these cases. One prosecutor, the Ohio Attorney General's office, has been identified. The second outside prosecutor is still pending as to who will oversee that investigation. We are in the early stages of bringing that prosecutor up to speed with what we've done so far, the evidence that we've collected, and handling things that they would need for us to handle. Those two prosecutors will oversee this entire investigation, and they will be the ones who will take this to the grand jury. The WCS that we're releasing today is a very important part of the investigation. It's a very important part of the evidence, but it is only a part of the evidence. Our partners at the medical examiner's office are conducting several tests of evidence submitted, physical evidence and biological evidence, and that could take some time. So what I'd like to impart to the public is that these investigations do take time. You'll see the WCS video, but in order for this to be a thorough and complete investigation, we need to put everything together. So bear with us, these investigations do take time. Part of the process with our initial investigation is that we will present to the prosecutor our facts, statements as we get them. And then upon reviewing that, the prosecutor could have some other things that they want us to address. So we'll be open to doing that as well. The law enforcement agencies involved have cooperated with us fully, and I anticipate further cooperation. In terms of the investigation itself, we will, upon our initial response, of course, we collect evidence, we canvass, we conduct interviews. The investigators assigned have been tasked with going back to those areas and conducting follow-up interviews to make sure that people who may have not remained at the scene or any outside or other witnesses that we can locate, we're making an attempt to do that. So this process of going back to the scene could go on for a number of weeks. And again, I know that there will be questions about how these things happen. The video will answer some of it, but in fairness to the investigation, it would not be fair to put that information out before we've briefed the prosecutors on what we're doing right now. So having said that, I'll turn it back over to the safety director. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Commander Pillow. Want to reiterate what Commander Pillow said, is that this investigation will take time. We do want a thorough investigation. We want to make sure that if questions are asked, we have the answers to those questions, and we will make sure that the progress of these investigations will be given to the public through our public information staff. This is what the public requires of us to do. So with that, we thank you for your time. Our hearts and prayers go out to the families, and we will keep you posted.